award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We've got a great show for you today. We are once again at the Crossville Shooting Sports Park in Crossville, Tennessee. And with me today are some special guests. They'll be coming on in just a minute. But right now, I've got Mr. Matt McLerran and Miss Mimi Barnes with me, and glad to have them both.
Good to be here.
It's been a fun shoot here. We've got a few shows under our belt.
No pun intended.
Yeah, there you go. No pun intended. Exactly. But we are excited to be here at the park and see all the improvements and the additions and the construction going on here. And it's a great place to be. And Matt's going to tell us what all you can get involved in here.
Oh gosh, if you're into shooting sports, you need to come out. This project started about 3 years ago with the construction and groundbreaking, and from there till now, it's just amazing. We've got 11,000 square foot building here. We've got a check-in as you come in. You can pay for whatever you want to shoot, and shooting is involved. We got skeet and trap, 5 skeet and trap ranges combo. We've got a 5-stand range right here at the front, so if you can shoot right as you walk up, essentially. We've also got a sporting clays range, which is at the end there, about an 8-station sporting clays range. And then we've also got another sporting clays range that's back in the woods here. You can drive through, walk through, 13-station. And then if you're not into shotgun sports, we do have rifle and pistol.
Awesome.
And then we're working on about a 20-target walk-through 3D range for archery as well.
Very cool.
So the next 2-3 weeks we'll have that going as well. So
Great.
Lots to do.
So if people want to find this place, how do they find it?
Well, of course, on social media, everybody wants to know where it's at. Go on Facebook, look up Crossville Shooting Sports Park. They've got all the information, all the hours there, and they'll get you in here. By location-wise, it's right off of I-40, exit 322, which is the Peavine Road exit just outside of Crossville. You'll turn north on Peavine Road. First road on your right is Albert Fry Road. And then just follow that road. It's the first road on your right, essentially, after you get on that road and you're here. So it's not hard to get to from the interstate at all.
And it's more than just the shooting sports. If they're interested in renting the facility, they can too. And all that contact information is on Facebook.
Exactly. Just give them a call. They should be able to help you out with that as well.
Yep. So a lot of opportunities here, and it's getting better and better every day with the improvements, and it's going to be an awesome place.
That's right.
It really is. And they have some nationally known shooters that come out to practice, and just seeing all of them is a pleasure in itself. But we have one to join us this afternoon.
Yes, we have a special guest, Miss Ella McLerran, and she's going to be joining us along with Commissioner McLerran. So we'll have them on right now. What do you say?
That sounds good to me.
Thanks for being here, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Appreciate it.
So we'll bring these guys on, and it's great to have them with us. Miss Ella is a championship shooter, Olympic shooter, and she's been doing some amazing things, and we want to learn about her today. And a little bit about Mr. McLerran, Commissioner McLerran. We'll learn some about him, too. So thank y'all for being here.
Yeah, thank
Glad
you.
to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so we're not skipping school today. This is a field trip, right?
Yes.
But you're familiar with this place.
Yes, I am. I've been coming here since it's opened and a little before.
So
Very nice.
you were busting some clays earlier.
I
heard some
did.
shooting. How'd you do?
I think a 22.
22.
Wasn't really keeping track.
So explain that. What's a 22?
So a round is 25 targets. You get 2 shots. So it's the collective score of however many you buzzed on your first or second bird. And it's 22 out of 25.
Okay, awesome. So how many 25s have you had?
Had a couple.
Couple.
Very nice.
I guess to move up as far as you have, and the championship runs you've had to bust quite a few of them.
You had to you have to put some work in, yeah.
So we know, Commissioner, that you're our commissioner, of course, but why don't you both tell us a little bit about yourself,
Yes.
little bit. Ella, we'll have you share a little bit about how your dad has influenced you in the shooting sports, and we'll start with you, Commissioner.
Well, I came on as a new coach. Didn't know very little about it. I'd shot a little bit in college, but as a PE class, not as a competitive shooter. So I went to the coach's training class, got certified to be a coach, took Ella and my nephew, Will Dodson, and Stone Lynn, and Eli Rich was our starting team, and then we gathered up a few more along the way, and it's been a pleasure to learn and grow as and to watch them grow and to help them.
Who was that training program through?
We started out with SCTP.
Okay.
We got our coaches certification through that. It was an NRA Level 1 coaches certification. We also signed up with 4-H and got 4-H certified.
Nice.
So we can shoot 4-H and SCTP.
Very nice.
Awesome. So you you grew up in the outdoors, right?
Yes, sir.
But you didn't shoot like competitively or until you started teaching your kids, I guess, and forming that team.
Right. I shot, of course, growing up hunting, fishing, farming, all that. And I shot a little bit of archery competitive, went to a few 3D shoots long time ago. And
we won't count back.
Right. Well, we won't count the years.
Way back in the day.
She can say that.
Yeah. But I can still hold my own with archery. With archery, I can.
Yeah.
And so occasionally they let me shoot with them now. Not often with the shotgun, but occasionally they let me shoot the shotgun with them.
Wow.
That's great. Yeah. So Ella, tell us a little bit about how you came up. Your dad, I guess, was your coach and got you started.
How old were you?
I think I was in 6th grade. 6th grade
Yes.
when we started the idea in 5th grade, and then by 6th grade we actually had the team and we started growing. We started with American trap, which is ATA birds, much slower, smaller restrictions. I did that. I placed at SCTP Nationals my 8th grade year, and I'd won state the previous couple times, and then I went up to a clinic with him as kind of like a guinea pig for the international stuff, and they had us shoot wobble after this class that they did and just try to coach us after being taught how to coach. So I'm shooting and it's going really well. They're saying you need to take her to state JOs. You really need to get her there.
And by JO you mean?
Junior Olympics.
Junior, yeah.
So the state level is the qualifier to go out to Colorado, which is the national level. So we went to state. This the first year it was at Henry Horton, which is in West Tennessee, and it was a monsoon. I don't know why I continued with it after that. It was miserable. And then I made the qualifying score, and we headed out to Colorado for the first time, and it's just been
Blowing up from there?
Yeah, I just kept growing and
That's awesome.
moving on.
What do you enjoy about it?
I guess the challenge, I'd start on American Trap, once you do this, you realize that's nothing. That's a piece of cake.
Well, hold on now. A piece of cake, I guess.
Well, shoot that and you'll understand. The birds are much faster. You have harder angles. Instead of a single thrower, you have 15 throwers spread out. So it's not exactly a piece of cake, but it's pales in comparison.
Right.
Wow.
You know?
Cool.
Wow.
That's great. So how many times have you made it to the Olympic trials and the Junior Olympics?
I've been to the National Junior Olympics 4 years now.
Wow.
Awesome.
And I just recently made the SCTP International National Team this past June.
So what does that mean as far as travel goes?
A lot more of it. We'll have a clinic here in October that's going to be up north. I'm not quite exactly sure yet where. Then we'll have another one getting ready for spring selection right after Christmas in Arizona. And then we'll have, I think, 3 more camps throughout the year to get ready for various shoots.
How often do you practice each week?
Well, since school started back, I try to make it up here about once or twice a week.
Okay.
Wow. That's a pretty good little haul from where you're from, I guess. And
It's an hour and a half,
Hour
but
and a
that's
half.
the closest bunker. So
yeah.
and then you do stuff at home. You do your gun mounts, you do your exercises, all your eye training. You drink your water, gotta be hydrated.
So it's more than just going out and firing up
Yes.
the targets and going at it.
Yes, from about March, a little bit before March, February, I cut out like all sugar, all
Wow.
extra sugar. So water only, and unless I'm or Gatorades occasionally, but all extra sugars, all sweets, it's all out.
Wow. That's discipline.
It is. So the Olympic bunker here has really made a difference in your practicing for the Junior Olympics.
It has. It's got me able to be on a bunker more than because it's easier to come up here than it is to go to Nashville every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're grateful. We think it's an amazing place to see everybody that's able to utilize it.
It's very nice. Yes.
Yeah, and for your accomplishments, how cool is that?
It's helped out a lot. Just having this here.
Yeah. So tell me this. Talk about the equipment. We've talked about, you're shooting shotguns, but there's so much more stuff that goes into being prepared for a day's shoot or a competition. Tell us what you go through to be ready as far as equipment goes.
I'll grab my shells. So I have those laid out. I keep them in a flat, so this is just a box full of shells. And then I'll have my bag, which has my vest, my ear protection, my eye protection, and that's roughly everything. I mean, you just have all those and just keep them all together, and then you put your gun together and you go.
I'm sure some of the glasses and technology and for being able to see better and that kind of thing too plays a major part on accuracy and all that.
Just having different lenses, it really. So I have purple lens, kind of gloomy, and where it's got a green background, it makes the orange pop. So like where you might use a purple lens today, you might use a orange lens tomorrow.
Wow.
Different people actually use different lenses in the same condition. It just depends on how their eye sees color.
Right. And so that competition in the rain at Henry Horton, do they make a rain lens? Or?
No. I mean, they make lenses better for the rain, but nothing really helps when it's spackled with rain.
Yeah, that's pretty
I would
impressive
imagine.
that you could qualify, in those conditions. I mean, that's awesome.
It's rained every year at State JO for the past 3 years.
Wow.
Well, you know what to expect this year then.
Every year without fail. During the final. So the final is when your top 6 competitors of so like all your top 6 female and your top 6 males go into an elimination. And that's where I said you had 2 shots earlier. You get 1 shot in the final. So when you're shooting in the final, you have all this extra pressure. And when it rains in a final, it's just good luck.
So cutting out sugar is helpful.
Yeah.
It seems crazy, but I find it helps me.
Now we know what to do before deer season.
Right. Drink water and cut out sugar. So you can climb the tree stands and get out there and be accurate.
And just so you know, the sugar rule does not apply to the coach.
I've seen some of your cooking.
So tell us about your gun too.
I shoot a Krieghoff K80 Sporting Edition, and it's shooting about 50-50 right now. Wow. So the pattern, it's a level it's equally as high as it is low.
So one of the other things that folks are always curious about when you're practicing, how many rounds you go through?
It depends. If I'm having a hardcore training day, I've shot as many as 13 rounds, but on a normal day, I try to keep it under 5.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's move to the dad side or the coach side. What's it like being on the other end with your daughter out there competing? I'm sure you're nervous and anxious, and all these things are, part of it. But what's it like?
It's been a ride. To start with, I was able to help her till she got up in that 80, 85, 90 score, and then once she passed 90, it become more of a mental game to help her to keep her mind centered on it where it needs to be, and with that, so I work with that what I can and help her what I can, and I keep her ammo and keep her water and keep everything going and
keep her fueled. Yeah.
And she goes out and does the work.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm sure you're nervous though. I mean, sitting over on the sidelines, waiting for each of those targets to fly. What's going to happen next?
Oh yeah, of course. The fun part is being nervous and hiding it from her so she doesn't see.
Well, a lot of these competitions, the international stuff, it's a 2-day competition or more, and I personally can't know where I'm at going into the second day. And for him, he knows where I'm at, and he can't cue me in, or otherwise I'll know. So he's gotten better at it. Used to, you could tell, be like.
So you don't want to see the leaderboard.
No.
So now I become the bodyguard. it's kind of like the Secret Service.
Yeah,
you know?
I can see that.
When somebody comes in and starts talking about scores, I just say, no,
Shut them down.
we don't do scores.
No, thank you.
We don't do rankings. We're fine.
What, is there anything mentally that you all do to prepare right before shoot or right before you're up?
I'll go kind of to the side, away from everybody, and I'll put in some music, like earbuds and music, and just kind of like watch birds, watch how they're flying, and not like learning where they're at, but just kind of like watching and seeing and just trying to focus and get in the groove, you could say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say they probably fly a little different depending on the wind and the weather, you know.
Humidity plays a big part of
Okay.
it. Out here, they'll fly flatter and faster, versus in Colorado,
Wow.
they'll just go and
And with the Olympic bunker is different from trap, not just because it's got 15 throwers, but because it has different schemes or patterns in which they're thrown. With the standard ATA trap, it has a set parameter that it can come out in, and it's going to be at the same plane or same elevation each time, just a different angle. With the bunker, you may have one going way high and one screaming down low that just barely rises above the house.
What's your favorite?
I like a high right, just arcs up, and
And you're a right-handed shooter? Or
I'm a left-handed.
Left-handed.
I started right-handed, but they switched me left-handed after a couple months because I'm left-eye dominant.
That could play a difference, yeah.
It
Big
did.
difference.
It did. Right-handed, I got to where I would close my left eye so I could keep it all on this side. And then they said, she's not going to be able to take this all the way if you don't open both eyes. So we switched left-handed. I'm right-handed, but I shoot left-handed, so all that was a big learning curve. That's probably the biggest learning curve I've had to jump over.
Wow. Well, I want to learn about Commissioner McLerran. He's been with the commission for quite a while now, I guess, 3 or 4 years maybe, something like that.
About 2.5.
2.5, okay. Feels like it's been a long time.
Oh, really?
No, I mean, you know, it's good to have you. Say
He
that
can do it to you.
But anyway, tell us about, you grew up in the outdoors and what you do for a living and how you became a commissioner.
Okay, I grew up on a tobacco farm with beef cattle. Went to college in agriculture, ag engineering. Then I've had jobs teaching from welding, industrial maintenance, some of the technology side of things.
Cool.
So then we ended up coming back home, or close to home, and so we stopped the tobacco back about 1997. So we kind of upped the beef herd, and so we've got a cow-calf registered Angus beef operation, and so we raise beef.
That's a busy everyday job, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was up at 4 this morning.
That's early.
Keeps you going.
Was with the cows till dark last night, and back with them by shortly after daylight this morning. So it's calving time. It's not like that every day, but it's calving time. So we're there to check out and make sure all the new mamas and the babies are getting along fine.
Very nice.
And, so hunted and fished when I was a kid, growing up. Got married, kind of, didn't have time to do as much of the hunting and the fishing as I did growing up. I remember one year I was in high school, I got to hunt every single day of the rifle season.
Wow.
And of course, I don't have that much time available now.
That's hard to accomplish, though.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
impressive.
great.
Yeah.
Every single day, either a morning or evening or sometimes all day. But so I had that, was fortunate to have that opportunity growing up. And so now I raise kids and cows and play with wildlife and commissioner stuff on the side.
Yeah, get them out when you can. I'm sure get them out outdoors. Yeah. So how did you become a commissioner? You're appointed, but
Yes,
how did all that come about?
I knew Jim Bledsoe,
Former commissioner,
or has been commissioner, as we like to call him, through Farm Bureau, and so was in the same area, and and he had talked to me about it while he was on the commission. And one day he asked me, he said, "Hey, you want to be a commissioner?" I said, "Sure."
Have you enjoyed
Here
it?
we are. I have really enjoyed it.
What's been a surprise about the agency?
To be honest, I had no clue.
Here we go.
Yeah, I had no clue how the commission operated. And it was a big learning curve about how everything works and how the money and the appropriations come for everything to do. I was a hunter my whole life, and I just assumed that our money came from the state. You know, I had no clue that it was most all was hunter licenses was what funded us, and that has been the biggest shocker that's hit me.
A lot of folks still don't realize that.
Right.
Yeah, we say we ride on the coattails of our hunters and anglers to be able to prolong wildlife in our mission for future generations. And I don't think folks often realize that.
Right. So many people talk about conservation, and they think that some of these other groups are ones that are paying the bill. And you know, really, your hunters and fishermen, your license dollars is where that funding is coming from, and that's just been a real eye opener to me on that.
What's been one of your favorite parts about being a commissioner? You learned a lot of things, maybe, but what's one of the best things you've seen happen, or you're proud of, and since you've been on the commission?
Oh my, I've seen a lot of good things. I guess the first thing pops into my mind was the wheelchair access ramp. And then maybe more than one of them at this point now that we've put in, and got to see people with limited mobility get to have access to more of our great outdoors that we have. That's just the first thing that pops in my mind. Places like this. This is the third shooting range that I've been on that the agency has helped come to fruition. And for people to have that opportunity to come out and shoot and get kids excited and interested in the shooting sports, and therefore hopefully into outdoors. And you know, not every kid that comes out here and competes is going to be a hunter or a fisherman, but you know, maybe half of them will.
Yeah.
And so that's,
or maybe they will later in life.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they're still enjoying the outdoors and that and the sport.
Right. And you know, a lot of people think, "Oh, I don't want to shoot because I don't want to kill things." You don't have to kill things to shoot. It's clay targets. You know, so you're not hurting anything to come to learn to shoot. Be it archery, shotguns, rifles, pistols. You know, I coach a pistol team, involved with the archery team, and coach a shotgun team. So we're pretty involved with
You're busy.
a lot of different things.
Yeah, that's great. And let's say this: the commission is a 13-body commission, 13 people on the board, and you work with a lot of great folks.
Get to meet a lot of great people from a lot of different backgrounds, and that's what makes a commission work. It's not just one person sitting there making all the rules with their experiences. You've got 13 people there with 13 different backgrounds, with all sorts of different experiences. So when something comes up, we have a lot of different opinions, and sometimes it's heated discussion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we all shake hands, and everything's, you know, we come to a better outcome because we have so much input.
Yeah, I'd rather folks fight over the betterment of wildlife for future generations than be laid back about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and we're all passionate about the wildlife and our resources.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely. Well, Ella, I wanted to come back to one thing, and I think we may have already hit it, but if somebody wanted to get started in competitive shooting, how would you encourage someone? What would you tell them to say, hey, you should try this out, or come with me even?
One of the biggest things now is such the negative viewpoint on guns in general, and just I feel like if you get somebody out here with them just to see it, and you understand, you see the discipline and the respect that goes into these sports, they'll have a better appreciation for it, and they'll eventually, they might get interested in it, they might not, but they'll be able to see that it's not a violent thing. It's a sport like anything else. People drive hours for basketball games. You can drive hours for this too. It's just a different avenue. If, let's say, you're not the best ball player, I'm not for sure. You'd always see me on a basketball court, but I can do this.
You can shoot with the best of them. Right?
I mean, I try to hold my own, but I think just that anybody can do it from any background, from any aspect. You may not have ever touched a gun before. You might have shot rifles your whole life or pistols, but anybody can get involved with this.
You seem to be following in your father's footsteps as far as your future education plans. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think I'm going to do my first year at UT Knoxville and then transfer to Texas A&M with a focus on agribusiness or agriscience.
I'm sure he couldn't be more proud.
I mean, I hope so.
So tell folks, I know you may have said this, but you're a junior now, right?
I'm a junior,
So
yes.
a couple more years, or this year next? And
This year next, I'm gone.
So are you still going to bleed orange, though, if you leave UT and go?
Of course.
Okay, all right, good. Well, that's it's pretty cool, and I'm sure your dad's proud. It's amazing to hear how well you're doing, and the Olympics.
Very
To
fun.
hear that shooting in the Olympics is really awesome.
There's so many levels to this. I'm just hoping to keep working my way up.
Do you think you'll still shoot in college? Is that an opportunity?
I'm looking at it. Yes. That's one of the big things. Just trying to find out how I would incorporate that with everything else.
Yeah, I know it's hard. You got a lot of studies and keeping up with that, as well as shooting. And
I had
but
college.
you're doing it now, right?
College classes started yesterday, so
Pretty amazing.
yeah, just trying to do it all.
You got a good cheerleader, coach, cheerleader.
I don't want to see him in the outfit, but he's pretty good.
Well, I'm not pretty, but I'm real good.
Oh, I think we have our opener.
We so appreciate both of you. Good luck. How
Thank
fun
you.
it'll be to hear
Thank
about
you.
your endeavors.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you both. Thank you for being on. Thank you for what you do with the commission.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And thanks for bringing up kids the right way. This is great. So, all right, we thank y'all for tuning in to Tennessee Wildcast. Thank these guys and thank the sports complex here, the shooting park, for having us. And we'll see you next time on Tennessee Wildcast.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.